Hi there, my name is Santi Fox. Who am I? Well, I'm a Finnish-American director and photographer. Welcome to my new show, Co-Securing the World, a limited series where I travel around the world learning about tech, cybersecurity, and answering the big questions that come to my mind as I travel. I'm definitely not an expert in cybersecurity, but as WithSecure's co-creator, I now have a chance to learn from the best. The cybersecurity workforce gap is around 2.72 million positions, and the global cybersecurity workforce needs to grow at least 65% to effectively defend organizations' critical assets. The big question in my mind has been, is it possible to solve this problem, and what kind of actions does it take? This is why today I'm in Germany. I've traveled to the Swabian city of Metzingen to explore a WithSecure partner, Axsos. My host is Bernd Länge. I'm excited to learn how he and his company are educating the next generation of cybersecurity professionals and thus working towards a safer future for everyone. As head of infrastructure and security, what does a typical work week look like for you?
I try to plan my typical week in advance. Then in most cases at the beginning of the day, when customer calls come in or other things maybe happen or issues occur, then you have to be a little bit more than spontaneously and try to managing things and keep the balls in the air in a way that is almost impossible to plan in advance.
So what do you love in the work that you do?
What I love in my job is that I have to do with several different companies. People are always driving the companies and the business. And this is something that I would not have if I work only internally in a company without having any customer contacts.
You've been in the industry for a very long time. What are some of the challenging problems that you've solved or funny stories that left a mark on you that you'll remember forever?
A long time ago, when I was with a customer working almost a day, finished the work, and the only thing that was a remaining task was to put the backup by USB stick into the machine, and because of the guy was normally wearing glasses and didn't have them on. He put the USB stick not in the slot. He put with the USB stick the power button. So all the work that we done had been gone away, and then we had a night shift. This was something that I will never forget.
So let's talk about the big question on my mind. There's a talent gap and a lack of skilled experts in technology, research, and operations, especially in cybersecurity. So what are some actions that you've taken to solving this talent gap?
We tried to do different things, starting from hiring trainees here in Germany, bringing people from other jobs into IT with then a little bit longer cross-training and bring them into profession. And some years ago we started in Palestine with the Axsos Academy, bringing people from different professions to a full-stack developer within 12 weeks. With a full-time program in which we then expand it and bring the people then afterwards, after they achieve the exam, into a job, bringing then a little bit more solutions into the local problems that people try to find jobs and don't get one.
What kind of role does partnering with other companies have in solving the competence gap?
Well, without partners, we would not be able to provide the solutions as we do currently to our customers. We definitely need partners who can then sometimes take services over, like WithSecure does, and to bring then trained and professional people as service into a customer solution, which we definitely need.
Bernd, you have a passion for chocolate. Does that have anything to do with the fact that you cycle a lot? Is that to balance things out a little bit, or where does that come from?
I would say no. I love chocolate, but that's it.
What particularly do you like in cycling?
What I love about cycling is being outside, having the freedom to do longer trails than just if you are out to walk, and that it is always a little bit of action when you have to drive up hardly the mountains, that you then have a nice downhill track on which you can then have fun at the end.
What parallels are there with cycling and cybersecurity?
If you need to bring things together like technique and human brains. So in cycling you have to have a good bike, which is then good technique. But at the end the good driver that sits on top or rides the bike is then responsible for having success and achieving then the goal or the target then securely.
What does good partnership mean to you?
Good partnership means to me that you have somebody that is there when you need him, when you run into trouble, especially when things not work as expected, that the partners are, let's say, consistent and are not being there for just a short time or short while and then not reachable anymore.
The cybersecurity world changes to buying security outcomes rather than being transactional about selling licenses or offering point solutions only. How does this change your business?
Well, what we have as motto, as slogan at Axsos is freedom on top, which is in a way the part of humans that we want to bring people together. And if you then transfer it into business, serve the customers solutions that fit into their business model, and on that transactional tracks on which every business is at the moment, you don't serve then or just buy the licenses, that you give them options to consume services, like in cybersecurity, buying services that they can't provide by themselves.
If you could change one thing and one thing only in the cybersecurity industry in the next 3 years, what would that be?
The important thing for me would be to make the world a little bit more safe than it is now.
Being actionable is the only way we can co-secure the world. Let's put selfish agendas aside and work together for a more secure future. My journey continues to the next big question. Let's co-secure the world.